Season 6 is here. As always, I'll go through and highlight some of the neat new stuff in-game. You may already know about most of it if you follow the trailers and roadmaps, so I figure maybe a main point of this video can be talking about this season's challenges up front this time. Because there is another set of ribbons, but I'd say there's no point in those guides anymore. Why wait a month for me to earn them at my lazy pace to then give you the exact same advice as the past couple seasons? So we'll get to that. First, normal stuff. In the background, I've been checking out the biggest Warzone map change, the subway system. There are 7 main stations on the map right now that have opened up or are completely new, and it's pretty interesting what they did here. Thankfully, you can't just hide in the massive tunnels. The tracks are electrified, and the train won't move if there's fighting in or around it. We'll need to do some more testing to see what exactly will stop it, but bottom line, it isn't there to help you easily run away from a squad that's right on your heels. It's just a fast travel system that can help you quickly reposition on the map, like get a better spot for the circle, or maybe do a supply run without a risky, loud vehicle trip needing a trophy and all that. So that's a cool addition, for sure. There's also the goofy armored truck limited time mode where it's got a mounted gun, extra armor, and your squad can respawn so long as your team's truck is still alive. Sounds like you'll want to hide your truck behind cover as much as possible and protect it on foot rather than have crazy vehicle battles like you're maybe supposed to. There are those repair shops that you can go to though. Well, it's creative, I like that, but I also doubt I'll spend much time in it like most limited time modes. Got 2 multiplayer maps, the Tank Factory, which is very reminiscent of that supposed leaked early development Cold War gameplay ages ago, especially this part under the tank. I know lots of people had that thought too. We'll see if this map ends up being in Cold War as well, or if there's some kind of weird crossover, like this map is actually taken from a part of the new Cold War themed Warzone map, like of course the other new map, Broadcast, obviously from Verdansk. They finally added that one. Can't say I really care about Broadcast. Kill House from the military base definitely would have been my pick. Oh well. There's also a gunfight map set in a train station, and the ground war map is in the Riverside area for some reason. I've been using the 2 new Battle Pass guns in the background. Hopefully sniper people are happy to see another one of those added. That'll probably be more fun than the Rytec was. And then there's the AS Val, which also has that conversion to make a VSS. Anyway, this is not the place for a super detailed breakdown of the new guns. There's lots more Battle Pass stuff. The Bat got a spot on the roadmap, alright. Finally, definitely the most interesting thing here is that Halloween event, only 2 weeks long, with rewards to earn, apparently, limited time modes, like probably the leaked Warzone zombie mode stuff. You can hear children laughing in some spots on the map now. And they have showed the nighttime Warzone briefly. It looks like it'll be under some very bright moonlight though, which I'd say is definitely a good thing, although it would have been hilarious to see it be super dark like the NVG night maps in multiplayer. Yeah, I don't actually think Night Vision Warzone sounds very fun. Don't need my screen to be green all the time. Would have just been a very cool sight to behold. There were some patch notes I'll link below. Most interestingly, a couple C4 nerfs to throw velocity and quick detonation time. Also adds a beep noise. Not like it's trash now, it's still an amazing tool for close vehicle defense, but less useful for finishing people or corner checking. I might finally be trying some other lethals on the Warzone classes, maybe just Semtexes or Thermites for easier throws. Even throwing knives can have some pretty funny utility. Okay, that was a bit of a content speedrun. I don't need to speculate about everything that's on the roadmap, and I don't care about advertising all their skins and blueprints for them, although I will admit the Hellhound is the first cool thing I've seen. And the licensed music tracks. Hell yeah. Let's get on to what's new for challenges this season. The data mined list of all the officer challenges hasn't been posted yet. Maybe I'll link that below when I can find it, but even just scrolling through the names, you can get a pretty good idea. Some of them are a mystery, but of course most of them we've seen before. Lots of standard stuff in here. In terms of Warzone, I thankfully didn't see Armor Plate Shopper, Munitions Shopper, or Revive, those painful ones that take lots of supply runs or cooperation to respawn teammates. So that's some good news. I assume munitions here is just to use the field upgrade anywhere, and there is Shopaholic. Maybe that'll just be for spending cash or buying something a bunch of times. Just remember, for any Warzone challenge, if it's completable in plunder, that's probably going to be the easier way. If not, then probably spamming supply runs in solos or going solo in duos with a helicopter. One very early challenge to keep an eye on is Equipment Dismantler. I'm told it's 25 again. Well, thankfully it is that early, so just start using Spotter, and this should be done before it becomes an annoying problem, like when it gets unlocked at the end. And a few other tips for the recurring ones in here. Remember that usually with the challenges for crushing people with vehicles, you can just hop in a free IAV in Ground War, and all those kills should count as vehicle kills for this. No running over necessary, just spam that turret at people, it's pretty easy. Then on the flip side, for the challenge that tells you to destroy vehicles, assuming this is what I think it is, remember that almost everything is a vehicle, like UAVs. Just shoot down UAVs with a pila. You don't need to stress out about destroying enemy-occupied ATVs or anything. I didn't see much for streak challenges in here. I think they're sticking to only UAVs, clusters, and airstrikes, so that these are technically possible in free-to-play Warzone, although that would be quite the grind without having multiplayer. Well, just remember that all streak-related challenges can typically also be completed in co-op special ops, for whatever reason, in addition to multiplayer and Warzone. That can be good for easy streak kills, but for calling in a ton of them, I'd say spam buying them in Plunder is actually the faster way. Overall, the biggest thing you can do to make these challenges easier is to wait. More double XP and Shoot the Ship will no doubt return later in the season, and then Shoot House and Shipment are usually in separate playlists in the last couple weeks. So it's up to you how quickly you need to get this done. You could just do some missions and play casually for now, and then focus on all this stuff when you have the easy mode maps. Guess I'll mention there are a few new mastery challenges as well, these Dark Ops styled things. I haven't been hunting them at all and don't plan on it, but if you are, the new ones I would say are certainly challenging, but are self-explanatory with how you would hunt for them. I don't think there are any guiding words that would help. Next, there are 9 new trials. I don't think I'll cover these separately again. It isn't like they're Summer Games level of difficulty. They're normal trials, and you'd only be 3-starring them all for fun. If XP is all you want, then just rerun whatever you think is the easiest one. I've always said the Season 3 shotgun shooting range, because there's not much risk of failure like there can be in a parkour course. The huge shotgun accuracy bonus means you don't have to be very fast or accurate. You can just walk through and hip fire between all the targets. For mission challenges, we got 2 new multiplayer ones. I know I have these 2 sitting here from launch. I don't know why, they'll get done. I was waiting to need to play Gunfight or Cyber Attack for some other reason, but now all the ribbons are Warzone themed and they never come up. Anyway, one new mission is super simple, requires a lot of using Specialist, which I use a lot anyway. If you've never used that before, you just need to activate it here on your Create a class to replace your streaks with perks. And you'll probably want Hardline to get your first perk at 1 kill and to make it easier in general. The other mission is a bit more awkward. It requires partying up in varying sizes, 1 to 3 teammates, and it also requires you to have unlocked the swords, I assume the Kadachis, but aside from that, it isn't complicated, just a little odd. Then it looks like 5 more Warzone missions that all follow the pretty standard Warzone formula. Get a contract, do a couple grindy steps that you probably want Plunder or preferably Rumble for, especially the lethals, like 25 frag kills. Those can be annoying even with Rumble. It really takes some patience and flanking to get anything done in that hot trash. After that, you always get another contract, and then maybe stuff like complete 3 contracts, revive some teammates, earn top 15 placement. Not a whole lot to say about those. There is a Rytech blueprint available for one of them. There is new intel as well. People always make guides for those you can search up, or you may just know the map well enough, like clearly this starts in the tunnel next to hospital. Finally, there is a new co-op mission challenge. They've stuck to 1 a season, and I guess that's the one thing I'll still cover separately. It isn't super complicated, but I love short and simple guides for PvE stuff, because it can be a nice 3-minute straightforward thing, and since many people don't play co-op, it might actually help with picking the right mission, as opposed to sometimes people ask for guides for the multiplayer ones. Like, I remember a few for this Arcane LMG last season, but if all I'm gonna say for every single step is just wait for Shipment to come back, play Shipment, play Hardcore Shipment, that feels pretty stupid. There aren't really any secret tricks to those steps. Most people know what they're doing in multiplayer. I'll end off by quickly mentioning some assorted unlockable junk you may have missed if you care about collecting. You could unlock a free truck and rover through the Treyarch Pawn Easter egg site stuff. I'll link a couple guides below since it isn't like I did any of this. I find doing convoluted puzzles for the privilege of being marketed to be pretty boring. In the right context, I guess I'd find it cool, but they're gonna release the trailer anyway, and most people can't really contribute to the solving since one team is just gonna be ahead of everyone else, and I don't know, seems pretty dumb. If you enjoy it, I'm glad. Anyway, it's super simple to freeload and get those skins if you want them. The most annoying part that nobody explained is you do need to make an account for that site. Nothing needs to be real, except the email does get verified. There's also another new Warzone Easter egg, something you can do in the downtown Parliament building to unlock a secret 8th subway stop with lots of loot and a Bruen blueprint. I'll link a guide for that as well. It actually looks fun because it doesn't involve getting lucky enough to find cards like the stadium one, and when you start solving it, it locks the doors so you and your team can solve it in peace. Very cool. Hope you enjoyed this fast-forward look at the content and challenges of Season 6. Guess I felt condensing everything made more sense at this point in the year. Enjoy the final season before Cold War, if you're still on Modern Warfare, if you bought some extra hard drives to support it. Of course, Warzone will live on. That's at least one reason to still want to unlock stuff. Well, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.